So what is this one thing that will give you stress-free life in achieving your goals? So hi, I'm Apple Tindok and I'm electrical engineer and a financial advisor. And in the next 60 minutes, you're going to learn my exact strategy on how to organize, prioritize, and grow your hard-earned money without losing more of it that you are unaware of. Don't forget that at the end of this webinar, I'm going to give you a secret link where you can get access on a workbook of everything I'm going to show you today, and I promise it will be worth your time. So I want to show you a 3-step formula that's working really well to your financial journey so you can have the confidence to gain clarity and peace of mind. You're probably wondering why I'm qualified to teach on this topic, because here is my story.
My real name is Judeli Apple, and I am an electrical engineer and a financial advisor. And basically, I help working moms to feel secure and have that freedom to create the life they want through value-driven financial planning. And this is my family. So this is my big why. So this is why I am doing these things, and why I wanted to learn more on personal finance. And I wanted my family, especially my child, to have that security as he grow. And basically, I want to share with you my biggest lesson in money. And way back in 2009, I had this opportunity to work with Nestle for almost 4 years. Then after that, another much greater opportunity was offered, and I was able to work in an electric cooperative in Bukidnon. So that was way back in 2013. So the biggest lesson here is that, of course, when I had this second job, of course, I had this much higher salary. But then again, there's no difference when I was still in a stay, because I have no savings and I have no investment. And in 2015, when my loved ones was hospitalized, and I realized that I couldn't help my family if I didn't have the means to do so. So it seems like I am stuck and I can't do anything about it. And this is why it's not just what you earn that counts, it's what you keep that matters the most, diba? So as what I have read from Sir Randall Johnson, the way you manage your 12,000 salary will be the same way you manage your 120,000 salary, diba? So it really, the amount doesn't really matter if you don't know how to manage. And you see, even if we are focused on getting money or earning more income, we will remain helpless if we don't focus on securing our family's future. And so I decided to make it my mission to break free from these worries and anxieties and create a financial roadmap. And today, I teach how to organize and prioritize cash flows, design protection and investment program for my clients. That fits best works for them. So I just would like to share with you on what I did and to develop my personal finance skills. And I have attended a cash flow management trainings, financial planning, risk management seminars, because I believe I invested my time, I invested my money here because I believe it will really help me. And I would like also to help other working mom in securing their future in their financial journey, because I really understand the struggles of a working mom. I also attended a masterclass from Sir Randall Johnson, and recently I acquired the Associate Financial Planner license. I know and I really invest my time and money with this, because I really believe it could really help me in my financial journey. And so it then become my advocacy to really help other women, especially working women, and to really to help them to have that secure future.
You may have heard about financial planning, but have you questioned yourself what it is all about? So you may know how essential it is, but is it really about how to spend your money? So I understand where you come from, because I myself, in the past 8 years of working and earning money, all I ever know is how to spend my money. But when I invested my time and became a financial advisor, I realized that financial planning is very important. So the way how our company requires planning to manage and succeed, we could also have our personal financial planning, which requires 3 basic answers to these questions. So first is, what are your financial goals or your personal goals? The second is, when should you start saving for it? And third is, how should you plan your way towards your goal? So now, what are your financial goals? So you will soon realize that almost everything we want will probably have to do with money, right? And money is just a tool to achieve our goals in life. That is why it is called financial goals. If we want a better house, we need money, right? If we want a better car, we need money. So even if we want to start a family, we need money. Well, financial planning is all about coming up with the right strategies to help you achieve these financial goals. And remember, financial planning is not only about you, it's also about your family and your future generations. When you do financial planning right, your future generations can have the unfair advantage to achieve their goals faster and live a comfortable and happier life. Now, let's head on to the second question. When should you start saving? Or what's holding you back from saving your money? So I know how it felt when you want to start saving and yet you can't. And it really occurs to many of us, the struggles of saving. And now let's talk about the problems we usually face with saving money, or what's holding us back. So we have to break false belief, and we have to really debunk the myths that we have, the myths that we know ever since we were young. So the first is somebody will take care of you. So you should never assume that your spouse or children will always be around to financially support you. It's not safe and practical to assume that the men in your life can be counted on to take care of your finances. So what if something happens? So some cases, such as women being separated or widowed, diba? So all the responsibilities will be left at their hands, especially the finances if their husband didn't get the chance to save and make plans for the future of their children. So always be ready to stand on your own and educate yourself about money. Work hard and earn, and use your money wisely and make smart decisions. So be ready to look after yourself and don't rely on someone else. The second myth is putting ourselves and our needs last. So one challenge women often face when saving and earning money is putting themselves and their needs last, while taking care of others first. So most of the time, women are the breadwinners of the family, and there's no absolutely wrong with that. So of course, you feel the needs of your children, and at the same time to help out your elderly parents, right? So the problem comes when a woman would not be able to help herself if realities of life came along. So such as loss of income due to severe illness or loss of job. Would your family be capable of helping you where they are the one who's dependent on you in the first place, right? So that's why paying yourself first is very important. So remember why a flight stewardess encouraged us to put our own oxygen mask before assisting a child? So it's the same advice for women planning their finances. So you can't help your family if you're struggling in the first place. So take care of yourself first before offering a hand to them. So for some it may sound cruel, but it is the best way to help. So the third myth is the money is the root of all evil. So we were brought up to believe that money is something that is not good, or is something that can lead you to wrongdoings. This belief delimits your chances of making sufficient money to make you wealthy and prosperous. So we should be aware that money is just a tool to a better life, and we should see it for what it is. So money isn't everything, but almost everything needs money. And money itself is not the root of all evil, but the love, the greed, and the insatiable appetite towards having more of it at any cost is the root of all evil. So we should work well and earn well, but we need to train ourselves, develop the right character and skills in handling money wisely and correctly. So this is the second thing that we should consider when to start saving, diba? So create a saving habits. So what is important about money to you? And how hard are you willing to work for money? Diba? So is your family the most important thing to you? That is why you really work hard in giving them a comfortable and happier life they deserve? So does this value of yours align with your behavior? Yes, you keep on working hard, and yet you spend more of what you earn on things that are not important to your family. So it's one of my biggest lessons also. And we all know that it takes time for behavior to become habits. The question is, are we determined enough to build good saving habits? Diba? So remember, when you change your habits, you are probably on your way to changing your life too. Cultivating a good saving habit now is very important so that you'll be able to gain rewards of having shorter term mortgage, more savings for your children's education, or ensuring that you retire comfortably. So save now before your expenditures get out of control and you accidentally get yourself into bad debts. Because in reality, as we grow older, our health, opportunity, and time will be much lesser compared when we are younger. So the best time to save is now. And now for the third question, which is how to plan your way to your financial goals. By now, you're probably asking, where do I begin? But then there are these 3 steps that I would like to share with you to really reach your financial goal. And first step is, the first thing you must do is figure out where you are. For if you don't know where you are, you can expect to get where you want to go. So I'm going to show you how to organize your numbers, because numbers are like words about where you have been, where you are right now, and how to get where you want to go. This exercise that I'm going to show you is not intended to make you feel guilty for having mishandled your money in the past. Rather, it's about assessing how you can make your finances better. So I believe in the saying that what you cannot measure, you cannot manage. So we need to measure, we need to identify our numbers. So I am showing you a financial worksheet where you can evaluate, where you can organize your financial situation, your current financial situation. So this is how it works.
To answer the question on how to plan your way to your goal is this one. So there were 3 steps, and the first step is to figure out where you are with your finances. So how is your current financial situation? So to begin this process, you first need to work out precisely how your finances look at present. So the first step in having a solid financial plan is to organize your cash flow. And that's what we're going to learn today. And always remember that your lifestyle should match your cash flow. So typical Filipinos will always have this problem, diba? So if their lifestyle does not match their cash flow. So for our learning session today, we will check if your lifestyle matches your cash flow. So if it matches, then you did great, and continue doing that, and I will just provide additional techniques to help you improve it. So, if it does not match, we will attempt to correct it today. So, 'di ba? So to proceed, so when it comes to our income or the cash flow, always remember that there are three main allocations. So when we want to properly organize them, we have to organize this in this manner. So first, the operating activities, then second, the investing activities, and third is the financing activities. So, operating activities, so these are monthly recurring bills and expenses. For example of this would be like this one, electricity bill, water, house rent, mortgage, diba, car loan, gas, transportation, daily food allowance, ito yung groceries, schools, tuition fees, yun. So, mga cellphone bills, so, yun. So, for the investing activities, so this should be like so these are long-term investments. So such as life insurance, retirement fund, education fund, so critical illness fund, healthcare, and other long-term savings that can beat inflation. So the third allocation is we also call this the buy whatever you want budget or short-term savings budget. So intended for the wants and leisure. So examples of such would be like yung gadgets, clothes, bags, and yung mga travels, movies, dates, diba? So this is how to really organize your income or your cash flow. So the next step is to, assuming we have input all the expenses, your income and expenses, right? So the next step is to analyze if the obligations you've accepted remains healthy for your current cash flow, or like we will check if you have accepted too many obligations, or do you still have room to accept additional obligations in case something arrives in the near future. So we will check if your operating activities are healthy or unhealthy, or for your investing also, and as for investing activity as well. So in order for us to determine this, we will match your total expenses to your net income if it is within the recommended allocation. So this one. So for the second sheet, so we have like this the basic rule of thumb, like for make sure that you do not exceed 60% of your income allocated to your operating activities. So otherwise we will have problems in the long run. So if you can stay below 50 or 40%, that would be better. So the lower, the better. So for this, in this example, diba? So yung operating expense niya, the recommended percentage is 60, right? But then yung operating expense niya naging 92% na. So dapat nasa 24,000 lang dapat yung operating expense niya. Pero sumubra siya ng 12,800. So, there, meron tayong tinatawag dito na yung opportunity lost per year. So, if you keep on spending this kind of activity, or if you keep on spending more on your operating budget, so this is your opportunity loss. So it's like 12,000 times 12. So 12,800 times 12. So dapat sana itong sobra ina-allocate mo siya dito sa investing, or so other goals mo dito sa buy all you want. Pero since
hindi ka nagko-control dito sa expenses mo sa operating expense. So, nagiging consequence is that ito yung opportunity loss mo for a year. So, how much more if ini-invest siya assuming having an ROI of 10%, di ba? For the next 20 years. So, 20 years siya kasi it's like i-average na, for example, if ganito, you're 30 years old or you're in your 30s, so may 20 years assuming na may natitirang years for you to work. So, assuming if ini-invest mo siya, so ito na sana yung magiging value na after 20 years. So, 8.7. So, dagdag ito for retirement, diba? So, that's why it's an opportunity loss because you keep on spending too much on your operating expense. So, ang mangyayari ngayon is, if you have too much operating expense, the first step is like, you could have like, the option that I could recommend is to lessen your expenses. Diba? That's why I categorize this one with your fixed and variable. So you could like lessen expenses under your variable expenses, diba? So yun. So if may mga credit cards, you would like we would recommend na we shall consolidate your debt into one. So if you have other credit cards debts from other banks, so you could like apply for a consolidation loan for one bank para isahan na lang din yung payment. Then another and very ultimate solution really is to have like increase your cash flow or you have to like look for another source of income. If ever taga mahirap mag-adjust dito sa part na to. So we really recommend to have in another source of income, 'di ba? Para tumaas yung income mo dito, for example, income from another investment. So if ever may 50,000 ka na income or from other investment, so magiging siya, 'di ba? Nagiging 41% na siya. So instead of 60, so this is much better, 'di ba? So the next thing that we would analyze is the investing activity. So it's like the pay yourself to. So yung rule of thumb naman niya dito is like recommended percentage you could start as of 20%. So the greater dito naman sa bandang ito, so the greater the better, di ba? So kasi ini-invest na to yung part na to. So if ever, di ba, as we analyze your investing activity, yung nilagay niya dito is may 2,000 lang siya na inilalaan for retirement. But then, it's only 2% of the income. So, if you keep on doing this one, so if 2,000 lang yung iniipon mo for yourself, so the recommended activity or the recommended investing amount here is like the 8,000, right? So it's the 20% of 40,000, so 8,000. But then 2,000 lang yung ini-invest mo. So may kulang pa na 6,000. So the opportunity loss here is like 6,000, 'di ba? Ito, 6,000 times 12 in a year. So ito na sana kung hindi ka na-invest, ito yung opportunity loss mo. So if it is invested, the same thing, if in-invest mo siya and for the long term, tapos may ROI na 10%, diba, for the next 20 years, it would have like 4.1 million sana. If you keep your behavior, hindi mo siya change, or like if you keep doing these things, so ito yung mga opportunity loss mo, diba? So mga ganun. So dito naman sa buy all you want na activity is like we recommended 20%. So the lesser the better naman. So here you could like anything you want na, 'di ba? 20% of 40% is 8,000 pa din naman. So dito 8,000 pa din naman. So you could like yan. So some would like, so ang magiging point ko here is like this recommended percentage is like a recommendation only. So choice mo pa din. So pwede mo siyang, if ever tight talaga yung budget, so you could like just sacrifice your, 'di ba? Buy all you want budget, and if hindi pa kaya magdagdag ng income dito. So you could like 0, so 20 mo dito, percent, tsaka dito, magiging, ano na siya, 80, diba? 80%. So, ang importante, nag-allocate ka dito sa investing yourself. Diba? So, or you could like, gawin mo ditong 10, gawin mo ditong 70, diba? So, nagiging total of ano pa din siya. Of 100%, diba? 10%. So, yun. So, as long, ang importante lang talaga dito is like, you have to know your numbers, and kasi pag may numbers na tayo, madali siyang maalala. Diba? So, just this, pwedeng ganun. So, as long as it's total 100%. So, if tight yung budget mo, pwede ka mag-sacrifice dito, lagay mo dito, or if hindi kaya talaga sa operating budget, the ultimate solution is to have a additional income. Diba? So, ganyan lang. So, as long as nakapag-start ka dito, kasi sayang naman, diba? Nandito yung opportunity loss if hindi ka mag-start as early as now. Because time could really be our, it's either our threat siya, or it could be our ally in achieving our financial goals. So, that's it for this one.
So the second step is to have the asset accumulation and protection. So asset are anything you have which brings you a benefit, so mostly monetary. So accumulation is having more than one asset of different kinds and adding to that pile. So let's see if at this stage you have any assets. So income from a source, yes. Do you have land or home which you have rented? So example, and another example is a car, your jewelries, diba? So as you begin to accumulate your assets, you have to know that protection should follow. And diba? So imagine a man buys eggs and puts them all in one fragile glass bowl and does nothing to protect that bowl. So is that a common mistake? The question is that, what is the purpose of my income? So what is the use of the assets I have? So first is to live, diba? To provide for them family, to fulfill my dreams. So what if you were suddenly taken out of the picture? And what happens if you lost that income or that asset? So probably you also lose the ability to live, the ability to provide for your family or to fulfill your dreams. So how to make sure that the assets are safe, diba? So what if you would not be able to go to work due to severe illness? Would you still be able to come up with that income? Would you afford to face high medical costs even after hospitalization? So do you believe that you are your greatest asset? So you are the tool that create the assets, right? So does it sounds like a stretch or very sage, diba? So I used to think so too, and until it happened to my family. So in the past few years, I have been working as a regular employee, and yet I don't even realize I have already lost my time, opportunity to save and grow my money, of which sana nakatulong sa amin sa panahon na need na namin for hospitalization and medical expenses of my loved ones. And as a result, we were in debt. So I focused too much in my mindset na I should enjoy what I have earned since bata pa naman ako. So I found that we can still enjoy the present and prepare for the future. If only I have known earlier, diba? So I found that we should first protect ourselves so that we can be the gift that keeps on giving for our family for a long time. So I'm about to show you how to become secure and confident towards achieving your goals. The thing that got me there is these 3 elements. So the first important element is the life insurance. Because we know death comes unannounced, diba? So what happens to our family then? So life insurance, or the death benefit that comes from the life insurance, will be their support for funeral expenses, payment of debt if there is, educational fund for children, and income replacement, para hindi na sila mababurden, and how to really continue to live a life you want for them, diba? And second element is the health insurance. So I know medical insurance would really save your life. So if your health fails you, don't let that be the reason to allow your dreams and the dreams of your loved one to fail as well. And don't allow them to suffer from expensive medical costs and no income due to an inability for you to work. Diba? So the third element is the retirement fund. So this serves as your shock absorber if you don't have regular income, or if you don't have work anymore, diba? And should cover expensive medical and hospitalization cost during our old age. So if you think, diba, pensions can save you from being broke in your old age, think again. The SSS pension is not enough, diba? In the long run, it's not enough to really support the life that you want. And another thing is, when you retire, treat your SSS or GAS pension just as an extra income and not your main income source. Because many elderly Filipinos can't afford expensive medications even if they're already discounted, diba? So relying on relatives for financial support also in our old age, this may not be a problem if your children are capable and willing to take care of you in your retirement years. But what if they have their own children too, diba? For them to support. So can you bear being a burden to them? Or maybe you haven't given it much thought yet, diba? Because we think, malayo pa naman ang future and let's deal with it when it comes. So because we have other priorities right now, with school expenses, car loans, home renovations, and trips with family and friends. Because I used to think that way too, diba, in the past. So I can really understand that. And I know it's really important. And I can really understand that. Because I thought the same way 10 years ago. And right now that I already understand the realities of life, and I came to a point of regret of started saving for retirement in my late years na. So this has caused me to double time my income and efforts with a lesser time left to prepare. Nothing can better prepare you for the uncertainties of the future than planning for old age as early as now, while you have much time, much opportunity, and resources to really build your savings and investment for your retirement age. So I'm going to show you the numbers, or how much is enough for your life insurance, for the health insurance, and for retirement, diba? So, in order for you to do the financial planning right, and you need to follow this proven formula, and this will be your guide. Yes, because what you cannot measure, you cannot manage. And in fact, knowing your numbers will get you to have that clarity on how to take that first step to your financial goals. So right now, I'm going to show you this worksheet which enables us to compute and which enables us to see how much you really need.
So in step 2, which is the asset accumulation and protection, so first is we should consider having an emergency fund. So choose a bank account with an exclusive purpose of building an emergency fund. So the minimum requirement of an emergency fund is like this. So 3 times your monthly expenses. Then it has a maximum of 6 times your monthly expenses. So yun. So if you have like 25,000 of your monthly expenses, so you could have like that one. So 75,000, minimum of 75,000, and a maximum of 120,000. I mean 150,000. So yun. So if ever, diba, let's look back on where we could like allocate an emergency fund. So from our previous example, we have allocate it from our operating budget. But if tight na talaga yung operating budget mo and very short ka na doon, so you could like get it from the wants activity or buy all you want. Or you could have like 5% of your investing activity, diba? Pero I recommend you could like get it from your wants activity rather than on the investing activity, so that you could maximize your investing activity. So here, for your protection analysis, diba? So this one is your protection requirements or your protection needs. For example, for your immediate needs, diba? Yung mga severe illness. So, dito sa critical illness, dito sa funeral expense, liabilities, if may utang, estate settlement, if you have a lot of properties, so, and other miscellaneous expense. So, another thing, diba? I've mentioned that claims from insurance could also be a reserve for educational fund for your children, diba? And then replacement income. So kasi, diba, if you have an income and if something happens to you, so will your income stop? Of course it will stop, but what about the bills of your family, diba? So will that stop too? So if you have an income replacement fund, your family will still receive income from you. So, diba, even if you pass away. So, for example, here we could like put it here, mga 2 million for critical illness. Yung mga sakit kasi na mga cancer, diba? Ano pa? A stroke. So, pero if you have like, you want it to be more than 2 million, so much better. Diba? For example lang dito 2 million, right? So yun sa funeral expense, how much it would be na ngayon? For example, 300, diba? So if ever may utang ka, yun, estate settlement, ano ba? So ayun, depende din ito sa property mo. So other miscellaneous, yun. So, for your child, if ever, mga 1.2 million, yun. Diba? Especially for those, para sa akin, since 2 years old, no, 3 years old pa yung anak ko. So, by that time, mag-18 years old siya, baka yan yung mga tuition fee. Lagay na lang natin 1 million, diba? For easy reference. So, for monthly expense, if ever, diba, if you have like 40,000 of monthly expense, so you have like annual, so investment yield, lagay na lang natin na 4% to be more conservative, or 8%. Pwede naman yan. So, then you have like protection sources. So, if may mga investment dito, you could like put it here, if ever, may 500,000. Ito, diba? May 1 million. So, like that. If you have like life insurance, diba? If 1 million lang yan, muna. So, you could nakastart ka ng 1 million. So, yun. So, baka may 500, diba? Oh my God, sorry. So, yun. So, yung property, if ever, may property ka worth 500, diba? So, yun. So, ito na yung nagiging. So, yung protection needs mo is 6.3. It's the total of this, less the protection that you have already. So, like that. So, 3.5. So, may shortfall ka pa din na 2.899 na insurance na shortfall. So, yun. So, you could like access also this worksheet. So, I will give this to you in the end of this session. And, so, yun. So, paano nga ba? So, if you have like, may shortfall ka pa. So, diba, if you are familiar with life insurance, may dalawa kasing type yan. So, ito yung life insurance category. So, may pure life insurance, may permanent din. So, itong permanent divided into whole life and variable. So, ito yung term purely life or health insurance ito. So, basically, this is cheaper. So, if you had like 2 million na insurance, so, I think for my age kasi may mga factors din kasi na affect doon sa binabayaran mo or what we call premium. Yung age, di ba? So, if ever you would like to have 2 billion insurance, so, nasa siguro na sa mga, at my age, estimate ko sa akin is mga 20,000 a year for a 2 million life insurance. So, depende na yun. So, the term of coverage, so, sa term, you can avail it 20 or 20 years only. That's why it's term. Kasi limited siya. Up to 10 years or 20 years, diba? So, this term is like, it has no cash value or saving portion. So, wala siyang cash value. So, may mga plans din na may return of premium. So, may i-return yung pag walang mangyari sa'yo, for example, for the next 10 years, so 50% or 75%, depende na yun, of magkano yung binayaran mo, mababalik sa'yo. So, may mga plans na ganun. So, renewable, it is renewable, of course. So, but there is an increase in premium. So, may increase dun sa binabayaran mo kasi the factor there is your age. So, then, this term insurance or pure life insurance, I would recommend this for investors who are committed and wants to take control pa yan, on their own type of investment. So, yun. This is very ideal if sila yung gusto mag-control doon sa mga investment nila. So, for example, they could invest directly in stock market, in forex, or any businesses, diba? So, as long as there is a protection. So, yun lang naman yung important dun. So, the other category, the second category is the permanent. So, divide din siya into whole life and variable. So, for the whole life, may mga savings portion siya, pero through dividends and bonuses. But dito sa variable, or what we call the VUL, if you're very familiar with VUL, so ito, ini-invest in stocks. So, depends on risk profile of the client. So, ito, compared to the term, it has higher cost. But, in terms of coverage, it could up to age 88 or 100. So, mas long term. So, ito din, the permanent has cash value or saving components but not guaranteed since ini-invest naman na yung portion ng binabayaran mo. So, fixed premium siya. So, meaning fixed premium, uniform premium for the whole duration of your plan. So, diba? So, and some plans offer limited time for 5 or 10 years but covered pa ka din sa up to age 88. So, yun. Yung mga ganun. So, it has cash surrender value. So, if you would like to surrender your policy, so may makukuha ka pa din. But not totally yung nabayaran mo. Diba? So, ito din, my living benefit is equal to fund value. So, yung my investment portion. So, basically, yung VUL talaga is life insurance. If you're very familiar with VUL. And some plans also offer payout for a certain period. So, may mga payout din. For example, for the next 10 years, pwede kang mag-payout. Yun. May mga payouts. So, depende yun talaga. So, prevent your life insurance to lapse. So, the very good thing about variable insurance is it really prevent your life insurance to lapse if unpaid on time. Since charges for insurance is being deducted from fund value. So, as long as it is still sufficient. So, for this permanent also life insurance, so there are riders available. So, may mga critical illness. So, meaning riders para siyang package. So, parang pwede siya isali dun sa life insurance. So, accident and disability na mga insurance. So, that's it for the type of insurance. Diba? So, the next, diba, we have like discuss the third element, diba, dun sa having a protection or an asset, protection on asset. So, the third element is the retirement fund. So, why we should prepare for retirement fund? So, first is like not be a burden to your children so that they may also be able to prepare and focus for their future. So, the very purpose of this is to cut the cycle of dependency. So, I really agree on this because mahirap. I have experienced this one and I don't want this to ma-experience din ng anak ko kasi I know how the future, hindi ko alam kung ano magiging hitsura ng future, diba, nila. So, mas maigi na yung prepare sila, diba? So, we have give them the opportunity to prepare and focus for their future. So, na hindi na sila nag-worry para sa atin. So, next is to address the needs for expensive and medical healthcare. So, yun. I know every year, nag-i-increase talaga yung mga cost ng medical or hospital, diba? So, third is building a legacy. So, how would you like to be remembered? By your apos, by your child, or mga ano. So, another thing is we have to really prepare for us to have a stress-free retirement life. Because I know and I believe that in the future, diba, nagmamahal na talaga lahat. And it's very stressful when you think of saan ka kukuha ng pera para doon sa hospitalization mo or anything or for your daily needs, diba? So, and yung hindi na namumblema yung mga anak mo kasi hindi din guaranteed na they could provide for you, diba? So why not choose to have a stress-free retirement? by having a retirement fund or by preparing for retirement fund. So, fifth is having a business of your own is very risky. So, during retirement years, diba? Kasi yung iba, yung mindset talaga ng iba is, pag retire na sila, ini-invest nila yung retirement na nakukuha nila from the company. Which is, for me, it's not enough. And if ini-invest mo siya, it's too risky. Diba? Because business is very risky and you have like to choose na dapat stress-free na, diba? Dapat stress-free na, dapat yung pera mo na retirement fund mo is ini-enjoy mo na lang dapat. Hindi siya ini-invest para makapagbigay sa'yo ng income because it's too risky. And you should have done that earlier dapat. Hindi yung retirement fund mo ang ginagamit. So, for me, that's a practical way of preserving your retirement fund. So, why we should prepare, lastly, for retirement fund, it's like to enjoy and focus with your hobby na. So, dapat, kasi, iilan na lang years tayo when we become older. So, yun. Ilang years na lang yung natitira, di ba? So, we have like to focus really on our hobby and enjoy. So, this is what we call the magic number because this is the exact amount. So, di ba, I said, what you cannot measure, you cannot manage. So, we need to really know a numbers. So, this is the exact money that you need when you reach the peak age or retirement age. So, ito ang magiging sweldo mo kapag wala ka ng sweldo when you retire. So, this is how you compute or at least you have like idea how much would your retirement would be, diba? So, at least from there, you could like gain clarity na din kung magkano yung dapat in-invest mo starting from now. So, if ever your age 34, yun. So, 30. Ganun na 30. So, yun. Yung target retirement year mo is 60. So, pwede dito 50. Depende sa'yo yan. Kung what age you would like to retire. So, if age mo 30, so you have years left to retire of 30 years. So, retirement years. So, your longest vacation, you could like, this is the average lifespan. So, from 6, diba, yung average lifespan ng tao, so, to 80 years old. So, since yung retirement years mo is 60, so, additional 20. So, magiging 80 years old ka. For example, yung lifespan mo. So, lagay na natin dito. So, yung expenses or present lifestyle mo is with like 480,000. This is per year, ha? This is per year. And you have like an inflation rate. So, average lang natin na 5%, diba? So, ito yung inflation is the increase of prices of goods and services. And if sample, you have a company retirement, diba? So, 1.5 million. So, diba? So, and you have like interest rate for investment, diba? So, ito. So, ito yung I have recomputed the net present value for this one. Since ito na yung when you become, di ba, yung target natin is age 60. So, age 61 or your first year of your retirement year, yung for 80 na expenses mo, subject for inflation, after 30 years, so since 30 years, after 30 years, ito na yung magiging value ng 480,000 mo. So, magiging 2 million na siya yung expenses mo, di ba? So, if you like, every year, subject for inflation, yan, tumataas yan, di ba? Yung expenses mo. So you would like have a net present value. So, ito yung kailangan, ito yung magiging magic number mo. Di ba? So, ito, laki, no? Shocking. So, you have like, for you to live for 20 years na stress-free ka, so you should build up a high 41.4 million. Paano ba yan? Ang laki, di ba? So, yun. So, ito na yung computation natin. So, para makamit mo tong 41.4 million at age 60, di ba? So, you would like to invest, you should have a yearly investment of 91,000 and a monthly investment of 7,000. So, di ba? And as you could observe, di ba, pag bata ka pa, the monthly investment requirement is lesser, di ba? So, for example, dito, if 25, so yun, nagiging 4,000 lang, di ba? Ito nga, 52. So, if ever nasa 35 ka na, magiging malaki talaga siya. So, yan yung very, that is my very point as of this moment, na habang bata pa tayo, we should start saving, di ba? Because I found out that, di ba, we could like enjoy the present through the 20% wants activities and 20% for the saving activities. So, it should have a balance because ito din yung mga regrets ko kasi hindi ko alam yung ganito in my 8 years of working, wala akong sinave. So, all of it. So, walang-wala talaga. So, kailangan ngayon, double time talaga ako. Diba? So, to really have the monthly investment. And, I'm on my 30s right now. So, nag-start ako na invest in my 30s. So, malaki-laki yung requirement ko. Yun.
So, the third step is to revisit financial plan. So, to determine are you still on the right track and if there is any do or something that is lacking in your plan. So, make it a habit to ask yourself regularly, am I getting closer to my goal? Is my action plan working or does it need adjustment? So you can do this yourself or together with your accountability partner if you have. So if the answer you get is I'm not sure, then you are not really making progress and you need to do something about it and to redesign your action plan or goals.
So here in the third step, which is to revisit your goals, so I would like to identify first if it is or like you have to redesign your goal or you have like to continue to have that goal but you have to like change the action plan, diba? So when it comes to revisiting or your financial plan, for this example, if you have like a long-term goal of house construction, so make it a smart goal, diba? So make it specific, measurable, and provable, diba? If kaya ba siya. So for this example, if my goal ka na to build a house, so make sure na as you review your financial plan, make sure your goal is specific, measurable, and probable. So, for this example, so be able to start on a house construction with a budget of 200k on, diba, for a start lang on February 22 with allocating at least 5,000 a month and include bonuses, diba? So, yung mga bonuses mo, magsisave ka ng 5,000 a month, so like that. Ano yung immediate action mo for the next 48 hours? So, like contact an architect for design and BOM for this to be able para magkakaroon ka ng total amount or total budget. So, from there, you could like plan. You could like create a step-by-step plan on how to achieve that, example, yung price ng construction. So, whom you will share your dream with? So, of course, with your husband kasi pag once sinishare mo siya with your family or your other family members or your husband, so maybe they could like help you with that, with your finances or anything that they could help. Diba? So, what challenges will you face? So, not having enough savings. So, ito, minsan ito din yung mga challenges, diba? So, what are your challenges along the way? And we could answer that in this next page. There is step-by-step action to that. And strategies to overcome anticipated challenges. So, may initial ka na pwede ka mag-side hustle or mga part-time teacher, di ba? So, this is just an example of how to redesign your goal when you visit your financial plan, di ba? And then, here, so ito. So, designing a plan to overcome challenges because I know as we go along with our goals, it's not really that easy. There's no overnight success for that. And for this example, I will going to share this with you, a plan, di ba? So, for example, if yung goal mo is retirement by makapag-start ka by 2021, so this year, so gusto mo mag-retire at age 58 with 21 million that could sustain your desired lifestyle. So, yun. So, along the way, mahirap talaga. And I know kasi I've experienced it already. But the advantage of me is that I know my numbers. I have identified the challenges and identified an action plan for it. So, yun. So, ito yung mga, I will just put some items here na mga challenges ko din personal. And maybe it could help you also, and maybe it could makaka-relate din kayo. So, here is like this one. So, designing a plan to overcome challenges. So, challenges you may encounter. So, ito, as you go along to your desired outcome, to have a worry-free retirement that includes travel and more fun with family, yun has a sufficient and consistent passive income coming without having to work hard. So, ito yung ideal or desired outcome mo when you retire. But then, along the way, there are many challenges. And how to overcome this one? So, if you have like a challenge of not saving enough money, so you could like auto-debit your savings. Ito, very practical and very ideal kasi hindi mo na mamalayan na lumalaki na yung ipon mo kasi naka-auto-debit siya. Hindi mo na siya mahawakan. Diba? So, isa din to, so maximize contribution at company's retirement fund, diba? So, or MP2 or mutual fund. So, yun. Yung mga investment mo for retirement. So, maximize that one. So, spending too much money. So, another thing is to spend cash only and stick to budget. So, too much credit card debt. So, cut up credit card and pay off smallest debt to largest. So, this is what we call the snowball process of eliminating your debt. So, I have also a video on that and you could visit my YouTube channel. And fourth is not making enough money. So, you could like, diba, the ultimate solution is to have an extra income. So, side hustles for extra income during free time or discuss its strategy to get raised at work. And then, a family spends too much money. So, ito, very challenging for Filipinos talaga. So, discuss and be transparent with your specific goals and set budget. So, magsiset ka ng limit para din makaset ka ng budget for your goals. So, if you help your parents at this moment, so, parang, you could discuss that one with them. Kasi makakatulong talaga. And they would like, I know parents would really understand that one. And college cost. So, ito. Start saving as early as now and include in the budget. So, minimize wants if tight talaga yung budget. And realities of life. So, yun. So, along the way, diba, may mga realities of life. yung mga sickness, yung mga accidents, di ba? So, allocate 3 to 6 months of emergency fund and health insurance which you can afford. And you could ask your financial advisors if you have, and I could also help you with this. So, not enough time to get everything done. So, get up early, or it's a time management, diba? So, you could Google any time management strategy. There's a lot. And so, pinaka-ideal is get up early, prioritize, and focus on your goals and plans for the day. Diba? So, this is, I'm going to also to share this with you. The link, I will give you the link after this.
So imagine what your life will be like after you know how to organize and plan your steps towards your financial future. So can you see yourself and your family living a comfortable and happier life? Would that make things better for you? So by now, you should be clear of your own financial goals, and hopefully you will master some financial planning strategies to achieve this, and hopefully may natutunan kayo. So here's what I want you to do next. So what I just gave you is an overview of the exact same system I use. And now you have an idea, right? So I'm going to show you exactly how to do it with your own financial situation and create a plan that best works for you. So click the link below for a one-on-one coaching session with me. And since I value your time and I value mine, I also value the things I have learned and share only to those who also want to help themselves. So I am not a pushy financial advisor who is going to call you every week, and I bet you don't want that also. So I'm going to put the link for this coaching session, and this coaching session aims to determine if we are a good fit, if you and I could work together. So meaning, if you can actually be one of my valued clients, and if I can be your trusted financial advisor. So we could determine at the end of the session. So just click the link below and see you inside.